Hi everyone, Kenny Pua here. Welcome to Let's Play Together session. Alright, welcome back to Ukulele Aerobics week number 8. Today is Monday. We are going to do some chords, okay? So there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chords that we need to learn today. And 2 of it is actually identical, okay? It's just the naming is different, which is actually the A sus4 and also the D sus2. Alright, so how do we actually press this? Okay, first of all, it's actually using your you can use your second finger and also the third finger. Second finger you put on the second fret of the fourth string, and then third finger you put on the second fret of the third string. So this is A sus4. Alright, A sus4. Okay, if you remember last week we learned the A chord, right? A chord is how? It's like this, using the first finger on the first fret on the third string. And then when you change to the A sus4, you just need to add one more finger on the, add another finger, which is the third finger, onto the third string and second fret. So you will interchange from the A and then go to A sus4. Okay? Right, so this is A sus4. And then next chord, which is also similar pattern, which is actually the D sus2. Alright, D sus2 you can actually use the same fingering, which is the finger number 2 and number 3. We are pressing the same thing as the A sus4. Sound the same as well. Alright, you can use the second and third finger, or you can choose to use first and second. Also okay. Right, and it's actually transition from you can transition this chord from D chord as well. So D chord, if you choose 1, 2, 3, right, D chord, then when you change to D sus2, you just have to lift up your third finger. Alright, okay, so if you are actually using the second, third and fourth finger here, right, like this, the D chord, you can just lift up your pinky. Okay, alright. Next, we are going to look at the third chord, which is actually the D sus4. Right, D sus4 is similar to actually D chord here. I will use 1, 2, 3, right? And then when you do the D sus4, you just have to either move your third finger to this third fret on the second string, right? Or you can use your pinky to press on the third fret of the second string. So this is D sus4. Okay, so if you use if you actually transition from the D chord, again same thing, you can use 1, 2, 3 and then change to D sus4. Okay, and then D. Okay, that's why you may actually use the pinky to press this. Okay, or else you can actually move from D and then just move your third finger 1 fret higher and become the D sus4. Alright, so this is D sus4. Next, we are going to look at the fourth chord, which is A7 sus4. A7 sus4 is actually pretty simple. If you remember the A7, right? How do you press A7? Alright, this is A7. So A7 sus4, just have to move this finger either 1 fret higher to the second fret using the first finger, or you can change your finger to the second finger, right, middle finger, and then press on the second fret of the third string. And this is your A7 sus4. From A7 and become A7 sus4, right? So this is A7 sus4. Right, the chord number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is actually the F at 9. So F at 9 is actually, you learn it this chord during the week number 4 when you are doing legato. Alright, so if you still remember, it's actually transition from the F at 9 and then you do a legato, a hammer on the second fret of the fourth string, right? Like this. So this is actually F at 9 for this chord. Okay, you just have to press on the first fret of the second string, right? Using your first finger. Okay, you can use strum down or strum up. Okay, so this is transition from F. Okay, F at 9 to F. Okay, and then next we are going to look at the last chord for the day, which is actually the G at 9. All right, G at 9 chord, if you notice, is actually similar to the F at 9, right? F at 9, we are using the first finger here. If you were to use second finger here, then whenever you move up the fretboard, if you move up, so all the other strings, the 1, 3, and 4th string, when you move up one fret, means from the open string you are going to bar on the first fret, like this. Okay, from here, F at 9, if you move one fret higher and then press all the strings with your bar, this will become your F sharp at 9, right? Of course, the last chord is not F sharp at 9, it is actually the G at 9. So the G chord at 9 is actually 2 fret higher, which is from the open string 1, you move 1 step and then 2 step, and then this will become your G at 9. Alright, it's actually a movable chord, which is actually from the original position like this, F at 9, move 1 fret, 2nd fret, then this is your G at 9. Alright, so that's all on the 6 of the chords. So how do we practice on how do we use it? Okay, for the first chord, which is actually the A sus4, like I mentioned just now, we can use the A chord and then transition to A sus4, right? So something we can do like this. Okay, interchange between the A chord and also the A sus4, right? Next, we are going to look at the D sus2. D sus2 also you can do a chord transition from D to D sus2, alright? Something like this, D. Alright? And then next we include the D sus4. D sus4 also you can change from D to D sus4, right? Like for example here, D. Alright? So if let's say you want to spice things up, you can actually combine these 3 chords, D, D sus4 and also D sus2, right? Just to become a more varieties of chords transition, right? Then for example, you can do like this. I will use 1, 2, 3, D sus4, and then D sus2, and then become D, alright? So from D, D sus4, D sus2, D. Alright, you can do this chord progression to remember these few chords, the D, D sus2 and also D sus4, right? Again, one more time, D, D, D sus4, D sus2, D. Okay, so this is the D sus2 and D sus4. Right, how about the A7 sus4? Again, something like this, A, alright, so you can use the A, change to A7 sus4 and then go back to A. Or you can use the A7 and then change to A7 sus4. Okay, next we are going to look at the F at 9. I think just now I mentioned already, you can change from F about the G at 9? G. Alright, so you can change from this. Right, this is G chord. So if you don't know why this is actually G chord, again it's the same thing. If you move it until the open string, take a look at this. Is it an F chord? Right, so F chord, if you want to become a G chord, F to G, you need to move 2 fret. 1 fret, 2 fret, but you need to bar. So this become your G chord. Alright, so G goes to G at 9 will be similar to how you do F to F at 9, which is you lift up the third finger. So from here, G, you move up, this become your G at 9. Okay, you can know it's actually the similar sound when you do the upstroke. Okay, similar to this one. Okay, G, F, right, G. So this is G at 9. So you can practice using the G, this G chord. Alright, and then change to the G at 9. Okay. If you don't want to use that, you can do this as well. You use the G, but not much difference. From here you can't really hear the difference because the sound is almost similar except the top string, which is the 4th string, right? Where this one is actually your A. Okay. There is still a slight difference, right? But not very obvious. So the obvious one would be using this bar chord G, and then remove it to become the G at 9. Alright, so that's all for today on all the 6 chords. If you have any comment, please write down below. Let me know what you think about these chords. Okay, which one sound nicer? Right. Again, thank you for watching until the end. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel below. Right, and if you think this video is actually useful for others, please share that out as well. Okay, and I hope to see you tomorrow on the week number 8 on the strumming exercise tomorrow. And I'll see you again. Right, take care and bye bye.